Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So I just did a video on the Gift of Virtue Clarity deck, a walkthrough of that I got on Etsy. And I had mentioned that I also got this one, the Pandemonia Astral Atlas guide deck. I got this from Kickstarter, and they are also on Etsy. And it is a deck. I got this one actually quite a while ago, like the middle of 2023. I purchased one for me and one for a friend. And I like it because it's got all of the, it's got constellations, it's got planets, and it's got constellations outside of our zodiac. The only thing I don't like about these are dates, because they're not accurate. But at least they have Ophiuchus. Or at least they're not accurate to the boundaries that I use. So whenever there's a deck that has dates on it, I don't really care for that, because honestly, we are in a moving cosmos. Or, well, I mean, yes, it is. The whole bit of it, we're like spiraling. So when you see a circle, it's not really a circle. And we ourselves and our sun, our solar, as everything is spiraling and moving in our universe. So we're not really stable. Even the sun's not really stable. But within our family, where we revolve around the sun, that's all kind of stable. I mean, we're revolving around something, but we're all moving at the same time. Anyways. So I like that it has like the planets, the moon, the sun. It's got elements. And it's got, elements. A planet, Sirius. Another element, another constellation that is outside of the zodiac. What that means is it just is a sign, a zodiac sign that does not fall within the ecliptic. The ecliptic is a line in which our sun travels and our moon travels and the planets travel. Truth, power, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Taurus, Aries, wisdom, earth, elements, water, modes, modalities, okay. Dust. We'll just put all the extra stuff over there. Constellations. Cetus is another one that actually sits right below Aries, and the sun and the moon like actually travel like between that area, or I think it's like that more, and travel in between like Aries. And so really it's like we have 14 signs, so that should be on the ecliptic. So I'm just going to put those first and then those after, just to give you an idea. I was just separating these really quickly. So we've got cards like love, which is maintenance and motive, middle. We've shown the different signs Also, oh, okay. Also called the fixed mode, love signs are motivated by relations in home, family, romance, and companionship. They tend to fixate on maintaining the relationship systems and dreams that support them throughout their lives. So ice, okay, conscience, compound. This is a little bit different. Arctic. Oh, this is like elemental. Perception, compound. That what I would say is elemental as well. Modalities. The 3 modes include 3 motives for every core element and 3 values for every cusp compound. The motives are wisdom, power, and love. Okay, so that goes over here. Mutable, cardinal, and fixed. There's just different names for them. Okay, so this would go over there. Yep. Are these the mutable? What did it say? Motives are what? Yes. Okay. So it's these that take the place of. And that's past and future. Okay. I've not really looked really good at these. I've not really used this deck too much, to be honest with you. So let's see what it says about the planets. Let's put those in order right quick. All right. I always do Sun first, then Luna, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. Oh, and that goes in the constellations. Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Planets would go in the front, and Sirius it says it's a planet. So we've got planet cards. Then we're going to put our constellations in order, okay? You guys can just help me. All right. So first we've got Aries, and I'm going to do Cetus. Aries, so I'll do Aries and then Cetus. Then we've got Taurus and Gemini. And then we've got, where are you? Oh, Cancer. Yep. Now we need Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Ophiuchus, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. There we go. So now these are all in order. So like, for instance, it says for Aries. The Aries constellation represents the willpower of the ram and the energy to create and destroy. Aries signs are bold, ambitious, inspiring, and passionate, as were many legendary heroes of old. And this is what the constellation looks like. Then we've got Cetus. So the Cetus constellation represents the preservative virtues of ice. Like whales, Cetus signs filter out whatever doesn't concern their present focused, carefree nature, which may appear oblivious. I've heard other interpretations of that, but honestly, I haven't researched it, so I don't know. Taurus. The Taurus constellation represents the earth, loving abundance. Taurus signs are committed, modest, and indulgent. Their generosity is evident to all, and they are content to live a simple life. Gemini. The twins, core. The Gemini constellation represents a dynamic twist of a breeze, traveling from place to place. Gemini are rational, flexible, and communicative, but can get lost in various desperate personas. Or disparate. Yeah. Cancer. I'm not going to just go on with all of them, but Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. I wonder what it says about Ophiuchus. The shaman, cusp. November 21st to the 30th, which is not correct. The Ophiuchus constellation represents the transmutation of venom into truth. Ophiuchi are dignified, intriguing, and receptive, yet anchored to themselves, having what it takes to handle snakes, because it is the serpent bearer. That's not what I would use for it, but we are learning more and more and more about Ophiuchus all the time. Sagittarius, the centaur core. The Sagittarius constellation represents the expansive wisdom of fire, always to rise and spread. Sagittarians are friendly, energetic, and adventurous, but their spontaneity can make them flaky. Capricorn. Now see, this is my sun sign. I am a cusp between Sagittarius and Capricorn, but in Sagittarius. Capricorn, the goat core. And see, I see it as the goat fish. The Capricorn constellation represents the power of earth to generate wealth. Capricorns are diligent, devout, and grandiose, often scapegoated by those who do not share their dedication. Aquarius, the cupbearer, and Pisces. So now we have, and it talks about constellations. The zodiacs. The zodiacs include 12 core and 12 cusp constellations that appear in the night sky at different times of the year. Each zodiac has its own transcultural stories, archetypes, and symbols that relate to its month and those born under it. That's pretty cool. And then here's the other ones. And I would have to go through and look at the dates in order to put them in order, but Valpacula, the fox cusp, Cervus, the stag cusp, the swan cusp is Cygnus, Cuniculus, the rabbit cusp, Corvus, the crow cusp, the wolf cusp is called Lupus, Ursa, the bear cusp, Phoenix, the firebird cusp, Pegasus, the stallion cusp, and the crown cusp. So these must sit, I'm guessing, without actually looking at a star map, like either on the outside or the inside of the actual ecliptic line, but in that area of the other constellations. So that's kind of cool. Then we've got these cards. So we've got a past card. We've got a future card, so good value. The true value. The beautiful. This is present. And then we've got Deseret. Dust is the byproduct of rock being eroded by wind and water for millions of years. Thus, dust signs see history in a grain of sand, in the details of life. Being attentive, perceptive, and responsive, they are light as air and hardy as earth. Then ice, which is Arctic. Then we've got the elements. We've got water here. This is the elements card. What's it say here? The elements include the well-known core 4 elements that constitute 3 core signs each, but also 4 cusp compounds, which comprise of 3 cusp signs each. As the seasons differ in climate, each element differs in its temperament. Right. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got the 3 modes. So we've got, this is like beginning, which is cardinal. This is mutable, the end, and the middle is fixed. So your cardinal signs or beginning signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius. No. Something's up here. And Pisces. Because that's not actually what's in, like... Although, I will say that for me, I'm starting to look beyond the modalities and the polarities, because as I'm even researching, like, Babylonian astrology and stuff like that, the sun was feminine, and the moon and like Venus, for, you know, as an example of one of the planets, they were masculine. They were considered masculine. So, and now modernly that's switched. So You know, I think all the planets all have both, right? And with the seasons actually being at different constellations, what would dictate a sign that is a cardinal, and because that's all based on like the beginning of a season. Well, that no longer is the same because we continue to evolve. So that would be a little bit different. So maybe that's what they've done here. I'll have to look into that a little bit more. So there you go. This is a really cool deck. It does come with a little guidebook. Tells you how to use it. The constellations and zodiacs. There are 88 constellations in the night sky according to Western astrology. Of those, 32 are in the southern hemisphere and 36 are in the northern hemisphere. The only 12 of those along the boundary are called zodiacs. Actually, there's more than that, but there's actually 14 that sit on the ecliptic. So anywho, this has been the Astral Atlas Guide Deck Pandemonia by Joshua Kess. I will also put a link down below to his Etsy shop, where I believe you can maybe pick these up. I'm not 100% sure because this was a Kickstarter deck. So thank you for spending this time with me, and I'm sending you love always.